What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like in the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we found a surprisingly good condition NIV out in a barn somewhere. We brought it back here to the garage and went through the entire underside of the vehicle. So everything down here is either brand spanking new or isn't broken, right? It's in relatively good condition. So the game plan for today, obviously we have to decide on which engine and transmission we're going to be dropping back in, old girl. And then we just have to make it look good. There's a couple of things that need adjusted. We have a broken turn signal up here in the front, some rust, very, very minor rust, and obviously a completely shattered rear windshield or rear window. However, before we start tackling all of that stuff, you'll notice we only have 13,000 buckaroonies at the moment, which isn't really that much money in the grand scheme of things. So we're real quick just going to head over to the dealership, see if we can find a vehicle to perform one of our legendary quick rust repairs on, and hopefully we'll be able to make a little bit of money. We have another El Camino, a 4-door lad. I'm not even going to look at this wolf because I already know it's out of our price range. 6,900 bones for this. 4-star rust condition. It looks like most of it is on the hood from what I can tell just at a glance. I'm not seeing any rust on this. It says 4 stars. Ooh, 16,000. Yeah, little over our budget for sure. Oh, here we go. Got a little bit more rust here on the fender. But apart from that, doesn't look too bad. So, 6,900 bones. That is a small price to pay, but it is going to set us back down to $6,400. You know what? I just had another thought. So, I've been toying with the idea of basically just reusing the inline 4 that we took out of the NIV initially, but turbocharging it instead, and then kind of using this sort of as a rally vehicle, right? We can go get a roll cage probably from the junkyard. I'm pretty sure that's the only place you can actually obtain one of those. But the engine that we took out of the NIV does not run. It does not function whatsoever, and the gearbox is absolutely shot. But on this vehicle, that again, we did just purchase, it is officially our vehicle, so we're able to remove this engine and transmission if we wanted to. And I really kind of think that I do. Mainly just because this one already runs. So theoretically, we wouldn't have to do that much to make it better, or I guess to turbocharge it. I'm just trying to walk you guys through sort of my thought process here, but I'm thinking that as long as we end up replacing this engine, again, we're planning on using this engine in the NIV, but as long as we replace it with an engine that's the same, so long as everything is all there, whether it's broken or not, I feel like we'd still be able to make a decent amount of money on this whole rust repair. You know, that's really all we're trying to do is just make a couple of extra bucks. So I'm going to grab my wrench. I'm going to start disassembling this, get the engine and transmission removed from this vehicle, and we can kind of assess this engine, and we'll go from there. Okay, right off the bat, I'm noticing that this engine block is obviously way better than that one over there, but also the clutch is better on this one. The flywheel is better. I believe both the intake and exhaust manifolds are about in the same condition. Oil pan, same condition. The crankshaft pulley right here looks worse on this one than it does on this one, but rather than trying to like disassemble both the engines and just build up one good one, use all the crappy parts for the bad one, right? I think what I'm going to do instead is just straight up chuck this thing in the 4-door lad, and then we can put this better, arguably better engine on the engine stand, and that's the one that we can sort of upgrade and, of course, later on turbocharge. So let's get this thing loosened up and removed from our engine stand. We're going to immediately bring it right back over here, and we'll get it installed into the engine bay. Hopefully it likes its new home. And there we go. It's as easy as that, you guys. Let's check in now on the price tag. $6,700. If I remember correctly, it was slightly more. Still $6,700, but just slightly more expensive. Honestly, that ain't bad. I mean, we got a basically brand new transmission out of the deal and a much better engine, a more complete engine to actually work with. So let's get the hood shut on this thing. We'll put our wrench away. Next up, we've got to grab our flapper disc and start knocking off all this rust. All right, let's see what we've got now. 5-star rust condition, baby. That's what I like to see. Okay, color code for this vehicle, 3F3C44. 3F3C44. Is that like a dark purple? Kind of a weird color, actually. It's like a dark gray purple, isn't it? Oh, we've got quite a few different colored panels on this thing as well. Are the doors different? Is this different? Why does that... Dude, why do they look like completely different shades? Okay, anyways, what we need to do now is just get this all resprayed and ready to go. Yeah, what a weird color, dude. Let me show you guys the hood. I don't know if I was just painting it like a slightly different shade or if the paint is just being super weird today. Look at it's so splotchy. Like all those areas we sanded down are so splotchy and gross looking, but 5-star color condition, so no complaints about that. 9,200 buckaroonies. That is not too shabby. So that's it. That's all she wrote for this thing. We'll sell it off and we are left with 15,000 bucks. So we made probably right around $2,000 all in all. But we also secured a pretty much brand new 5-speed gearbox, which is excellent, and then a slightly better inline 4-cylinder. So as I mentioned, the plan for this engine is we are going to turbocharge it. So just a couple of things need to be removed in order for us to actually mount a turbo to it. But I do also kind of want to go through the engine and just make sure everything is good. And a very great way of doing that is just kind of clipping your face through the oil pan so you don't actually have to remove it unless you really need to. And it looks like we actually do need to. We have one bad piston in there, but the crankshaft itself looks like it's relatively in good shape. Enough talking, dude. For some reason, I'm just having a really difficult time actually getting words out of my mouth today. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up now, and we're just going to get right back to work. Okay, this thing is way better, miles better than the original engine that we had before. Like, this is all that's actually wrong with it. We need a new valve cover, new cylinder head cover, whatever you want to call it, one new piston, a crankshaft pulley, I believe this is the fuel pump, if I remember correctly, and then a starter. But that's it. This little pile we have over here is just stuff we're not going to need since we are turbocharging this engine, both the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold, along with the good air filter parts. Those can all be pawned off to scapegoat. All the other stuff that we didn't need that was in bad condition, I just decided to throw away. So a new crankshaft pulley is going to run us $24.15. A new cylinder head cover is only $48.30. Fuel pump is going to set us back $36.80. And then check this out, dude. This is the gearbox that we would have had to purchase had we not bought the 4-door Lad with that transmission in. $426 just for a transmission, dude. That is outrageous. That's probably fairly cheap IRL, but whatever. Anyways, $48.30 for the single piston. And then the starter is $93.15. But that's all we need. Those are all the replacement parts that we actually need there. Oh, we should have got the performance fuel pump. I think I'm going to, even though we just purchased like the factory one, I think I'm gonna go ahead and scoop that up as well. Maybe a high horsepower distributor while we're at it. I mean, we're boosting the thing. It's supposed to be a rally vehicle. We need it to go pretty quick. $529 for the Turbski We're then going to need the exhaust manifold for that, as well as the header for that, and the air intake or the air filter. Turbo pipe, I'm not sure. I'm assuming we're going to need that. So I'll just go ahead and scoop it up as well. Spark plugs, since they're not offering the performance version here in this store, I'm actually just going to head across the street because I'm pretty sure you can buy them individually over here. If not, we're just going to have to go to the other parts store. Yeah, not a big deal. We'll just head down the road and grab 4 of those. Oh, good. He's still open. Okay, I was really worried there for a second that it was going to be too late. What's going on, dude?
Hi. Say, are you going in town today? If
No.
you do, bring me cigarettes, please. I'm running out.
Okay, he's an addict. Good. All we need here are 4 of these guys. $15 versus 9. 9 for the default, or like factory spark plug. Thankfully, we've got our backpack. Get all 4 of those put in there. Thanks so much, bud. Appreciate the business. All right, back at the garage. Let's get these 4 spark plugs just put up here on that barrel. And we just need to grab our wrench, and we can start reassembling this inline 4. But it's about to have a freaking turb ski on it, which is going to be super, super rad. Wait a minute. Do they really not have like a different intake manifold for the turbo? I feel like this has stumped me in the past as well. And you would think that I would remember something like that, but I genuinely just don't. So it's still carbureted. We're still gonna need a carburetor. Let me see if that will bolt up. Okay. Okay, I understand. I understand now. For some reason, I was thinking that just because we're getting a turbo, that our intake system would be different, and we wouldn't use a carburetor anymore, but that's obviously not the case. Next up for the turbo pipe.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, well, the turbo pipe doesn't mount where I thought it did. It is strange to have 2 separate intake systems on an engine. But I just don't know where I went wrong. It's gotta be a different intake manifold. It's just gotta be. You know what? Maybe let's make a special trip tomorrow. We are gonna have to sleep here in a few minutes. Maybe we make a special trip out to the performance shop in, what was that place called? Middletown? Oh, Steve's Parts? That's new. I don't know who Steve is or what kind of parts he has for sale over there, but we're of course gonna hop in the Wolf Wagon, our dedicated parts runner vehicle. I'm then gonna hook up the trailer because, you know, we don't really have any body panels to keep parts inside our vehicle. And we'll go check it out, see what it's like firsthand. Wait, no. Where did Steve go? Dude, Steve's not even on the map anymore. What the heck? Okay, maybe it's like a pop-up shop type thing then. And he's actually only open at night. But it was most definitely right around this area, and old Steve is nowhere to be found, so I guess we'll just make our way back into Middleton.
Later.
I am really, really hoping that Dude Bro here actually has the parts that we're looking for. If not, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do.
Cheapest performance parts in town.
Wow, I was not expecting that voice. I would have never paired that voice with that face, but alrighty. Anywho, let's take a little look around here. We'll see if we spot anything that might be of use to us. And I don't whatsoever. Truthfully, guys, I don't remember turbocharging an inline 4 being this difficult. I definitely think we're just missing a part, but I'm not sure how to get it. I think I might have actually just figured it out. So you remember that turbo pipe that I couldn't figure out where it was supposed to mount up? I wonder if we just remove the carburetor and then like the air filter stuff that's above the carb. I wonder if we just remove that, if that turbo pipe is supposed to mount where the carb usually sits. I'm gonna try that when we get back to the garage. If it seems like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't, but there we go. We finally got it. Perfect. Okay, that looks so much more normal, and it just feels more right. What we were doing before, definitely not correct, but we've got it done. Oh, you know what? Scapegoat has already closed his pawn shop for the day. I really wanted to take all these extra parts over there so we could get a little bit of money back, but it's all good. We can do that tomorrow, right? Not that big of a deal. So I guess let's just pick our wrench right back up, and we're gonna unfasten this from the engine stand. Should probably open up the hood on the NIV, and this unit is getting bolted up. Now that we have our new engine and transmission successfully mated to the chassis here, what we need to do next is just quickly check the fluids so we can determine whether or not, yeah, that is bone dry. We'll actually be able to turn it over. This is a step that I often overlook. Imagine going through all this trouble, all this effort, all the headache to try to get this thing actually assembled, and we didn't even remember to top up the coolant or check the oil level, which is what we're gonna do next. Sure would be nice if I pulled the dipstick and could actually see the dipstick. It's just invisible. It's actually just invisible. Okay, I'm assuming the engine does not have oil in it, but I'm going to save and quit, come back. Hopefully that fixes it. Well, let's see if that did it. There we go. Okay, we do have a little bit of oil in it, surprisingly, so I'm just gonna remove this here oil fill cap, and we'll use whatever oil we have left from one of our many projects. It's actually a little bit more difficult to do it this way, just because we don't know how many quarts or whatever were in there before, so I didn't even add very much of this one, but it does look like our level is good. So I'm gonna throw that cap back on, shut the door, shut the hood. We'll do another quick save before we try to turn this thing over, see if it'll actually run. I got a pretty good feeling about it. I mean, I can't imagine it just wouldn't start at all, right? That would be crazy. That's never happened to us. It's mint. It is absolutely mint, dude. And listen to that blow off. That is perfect. Perfect. Also, I don't think I really touched on this much, but the main reason, or one of the many reasons that I wanted to go with the inline 4 and turbocharge it, is because we do already have a V8, a supercharged V8 in our El Camino, and then we also have the Slant 6 Turbo DZ out here in the Wolf Wagon. So I just wanted to do something different. You know, I didn't want another engine that we already have in a different car. But this thing is really coming together now. We have so much work yet to do. How we doing on time today? I feel like I killed easily 30 minutes just trying to figure out how to get the whole turbo system to function properly. What about our brake fluid? It's between min and max. That's probably okay. So, next thing to do then is grab our sanding wheel flapper disc yet again and start sanding down this rust. It's too easy. It is too easy, you guys. 5-star rust condition already. That puts the vehicle's value up to 11,000 buckaroonies. And we didn't even really have to sand all that much. But as for the color of this vehicle, I really want to do something different. I want to do something... Oh, we missed a little bit of rust over here. I want to do something kind of wild, kind of out there. And I think what I want to try is just use up a lot of the extra leftover spray paint cans that we have, and I'm just gonna go crazy and paint it all sorts of different colors, because why the heck not? It's gonna be a rally vehicle anyways. It's probably good actually if it stands out. Oh, you know what though? Wouldn't it be smarter if we like removed a couple of the panels that are easily removable, and then we just spray like the whole roof and rear quarter here one color, we do the door another, the hood another, the grill another, you know what I'm saying? I just think that that's the smart move. Like, I don't want it to look bad, but like I said, I definitely want it to sort of stand out. Okay, I've gotten all of the easily removable panels removed, and the more that I'm looking at this thing, the more that I'm kind of getting inspired to do like a Harlequin-esque paint job. It's a Volkswagen thing, not Harley Quinn, but Harlequin. It's different, okay? I do think, though, that this was most of the time done to 4-door vehicles. Obviously, this is a 2-door, so I'm not sure how great it's going to look overall. But for those of you that are curious, these are the paint codes that I was able to find just on the old interwebs. So if you want to do a similar thing, get some screen grabs right there. That'll hopefully help you out. As you can probably tell, I decided to go with the yellow color for like the main body color of the vehicle. I made sure to get the inside as well, so that's all looking good. It was actually a little dusty in there still, so I had to grab the hose, get it a little bit more cleaned out, but it is looking very, very nice. I also have the hood and the rear hatch door sprayed in the blue color, so for the doors, one is going to be red on one side. The opposite side is then going to be that like teal green color. And then same thing for the fenders, though I'm going to make sure to flip it. So if we have a teal fender here and I guess a red door, it's going to be the same on the other side, but inverted. So it'd be a red fender and a teal door, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to keep painting. Okay, guys, let me preface this by saying I don't expect this to be everyone's cup of tea, but it is quite possibly the coolest paint job that we have ever done here in my garage. Dude, this came out perfectly. Now, of course, you're probably noticing we do have a little bit of overspray on some of these wheels. I have a solution for that, which is we're going to spray them each a different color, since we still do have the 4 colors. I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, absolutely love this paint job. And honestly, I'm upset. I'm upset because I wish we would have done it sooner. You know, the Harlequin from Volkswagen is not a new thing. It's been around for years and years and years. But I just never really thought to try it here in my garage. Now, usually, again, they are on 4-door vehicles, but we made it work here on our 2-door NIV, no problem. Now, unfortunately, we are out of time for today, and there is still so much more work that needs done to this thing. We need to get a roll cage. We need all new interior in this thing. But apart from that, it is nearly finished. I do want to check in really quick. Okay, $5,800 because it's multiple colors instead of just one solid one. I get it. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. But since it's going to be a rally vehicle, I think it totally fits. I really think it totally works for this thing. So I do think that's where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.